from WBNE.
Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today is Monday.
And this is Bacon and Eggs.
So steal the Tesseract.
And stand trial for time crimes.
Because today we're bringing you
Loki.
I'm gonna get out of bed and start my day. Cook up a breakfast of bacon and eggs. I won't check my phone till after my coffee.
This first episode of Loki came out today. It's called Glorious Purpose, directed by Kate Herron. 16 and a half hours ago exactly is when it came out. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I want to know how you feel, Ethan. Also, welcome back to Marvel
I want to know
Mondays.
how you feel, Tyler. I want to know how you feel.
I get the vibe. Hold on. I want you to guess how I feel, and then I'll guess how you feel, and then we'll reveal how we feel.
I mean, I have no idea how I think you feel. I think that you were like, Marvel show. Gotta watch it.
I honestly haven't been that way since, it's not that I didn't absolutely love Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I have not been that way since the first one. WandaVision, that's what it was called.
Oh my God. I need to close Slack. It's driving me insane.
But I want to know, like, genuinely what you think I thought of this.
I don't know. I didn't really think about it, honestly. I didn't think about what you thought about it.
I think, hold on, can I guess what you thought?
Yeah.
I think Ethan goes into this and he's like, we're getting a little wonky here, a little wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. And also, Owen Wilson, I'm not a huge fan of, but this is a pretty stellar performance and he's a Wes Anderson guy, so I'll give him a pass. What else does Ethan think? Ooh, I like the diversity in this cast. I don't like continuing to rehash Avengers 1. What else does Ethan think? I've never really cared about Loki before, but this show's going to make me care about Loki, isn't it? That's what's going to happen.
I've never once said that. So your little sarcastic little thing you're doing there isn't even cute anymore.
This is what I think you think.
Yeah, but you should know me better by now.
I think. Hold on. If I'm Ethan scoring this, I think he goes obviously over 50. I would say I'd say he goes over 80, and I think to Ethan, this is better than WandaVision, but not as good as the Falcon and Winter Soldier pilot.
Oh, I liked WandaVision pilot better than Falcon and Winter Soldier pilot.
Right, but WandaVision as a whole, I think I don't know where I stand on it all right now. I don't even know that I could compare them. They're all so entirely different. Okay, now I'm curious what your actual thoughts are.
Oh, I thought this was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute of it. I love Loki. I've always loved Loki since the Avengers 1 came out. I actually didn't mind the fact they rehashed Avengers 1 a little bit. I think it's interesting to get life into that character in a way that we never had before, right? Because it's not like they're just making Loki at the end of... It's not like he's in purgatory after he died, right? And they're like, look at all the bad things you did, Loki, you bad boy. They pulled him out of time at a time when he has not fought Thanos to be like, right. Here's how things are going, man. Like, this sucks for you.
He also hasn't met like the Grand Master or done any of the development of Ragnarok.
Right.
Like, this is literally like what I had to keep reminding myself was like, Loki just lost to the Avengers.
In New York.
Like minutes ago.
The end of the first movie, the first Avengers movie, when his first like proper role.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's fascinating to do a character like that because that's different than the take we've taken on either of the show so far, right? This is not post-blip.
Right. There's going to be, I don't know that there'll be no blip content. I think the blip probably will be something that the TVA addresses. That's what they're called, right?
Yes, the TVA, the Time Variance Authority.
I have a feeling they're going to have to deal, like they're going to have to say something about like half of everyone is displaced 5 years, and that's affecting the world in weird ways.
I don't know though. They were cool with the Avengers going back in time.
They absolutely were. They were like, that was part of the plan. We wanted the Avengers
which
to
is
go back in
wild.
time.
And it's very much a little bit of Marvel being like, hey guys, we heard what you said about time travel. We don't care.
We don't care. It was part of the plan.
We're not going to rewrite the movie. Okay, we're not Star Wars.
Right. They say while they're also rewriting Loki's history, and they were like, he's probably my biggest Kevin Feige complaint.
Okay.
Is that Taika Waititi takes Thor and Loki and develops them so well in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And Kevin Feige's like, no, we're going to throw that all out. We're going to just...
Well, I mean, he didn't
We're going to
do
give
that.
Thor his eye back and another hammer. And
the Russos
did that. But now he did it with Loki, where he's like, yeah, we developed Loki so well in Thor Ragnarok.
I agree with you to a certain extent. And I think that we're just always going to have to remember that that's not that Loki, right? Like, this is a different Loki. That will get his own individual development in like a not backhanded kind of way. Right? In a way where he gets to take center stage instead of being 1/6 or 1 howeverth of a machine. Right? So I think that's going to be interesting and different. It's again, only 6 episodes, I think.
I have no idea.
I think that's the current.
Are they all long like this one?
I don't know. These weren't particularly long.
It was like 45 minutes.
So long.
WandaVision was like 23 minutes.
Well, until they weren't.
Yeah.
And there were 9 of them, so that's clearly not following the same pattern whatsoever. This is much more in line with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. No, I thought this was fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever, honestly. Like,
if you were to rate it, where would you go?
Pretty high. I mean, this is, I think, a really interesting story told about a really interesting character. I really like the aesthetic. I think that Owen Wilson came out of nowhere to turn in a great performance. I like the secondary characters we've got. I'm really interested in finding out more about this world. I think Loki also being the bad guy is really interesting. I would say, I mean, mid to upper 90s.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I loved that final. This is obviously all spoilers, but I loved that little final scene we had where we don't know for sure that it's Loki. Like if it's like Tyler, obviously that's Loki under the hood. Then like that was not obvious to me, because if it was, I feel like they would have shown his face.
Well, I mean, they did say that it was Loki.
Right. I know they said it was Loki, but I'm not sold that it is. I think, and this is almost entirely for playing Disney villainous, or not Disney villainous, Marvel villainous, that there's going to be some sort of Taskmaster or something to that effect. A character who is very time oriented. Yeah. Very like maybe not breaking time, but maybe not like with the ability to time travel, but someone who is very keen on timing. A villain sort of to that effect is going to be what we're seeing here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's just going to be Loki having a Loki fight, right? Like that wasn't even the main thing about WandaVision. That's what they tried to lead us to believe. It's going to be like Vision versus White Vision. Then they just had ship like Theseus off. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got real like.
I'm curious if I watched that series. If I watched that series like without the week-long breaks, would I enjoy it? And I have no idea what the answer to that question is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the ending got a little weird there, right?
Yeah.
WandaVision is one of those properties where like I just wanted to live in the sitcom forever, but that's not how things work, right? That's not how TV shows work, right?
Right.
And it definitely would have gotten old after a while. But I mean, this one's going to be interesting for sure. I really dug the whole aesthetic of the whole place, the whole thing they're cooking up with the TVA. It's very like Fallout-esque almost.
Yeah.
All this like not steampunk, like I don't know, retro modern kind of. There's a word for it, I'm sure, but
Fallout punk is sort of like I was trying to think of the word for like what do we call a world after nuclear warfare. And Fallout is the answer. Like
but it's specifically that like advanced technology that stopped at the 60s but kept advancing, right?
Right. Took
You
a
got the
different
weird
trajectory.
little like Welcome to Hell video with Tara Strong.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, playing Miss Minutes.
I thought that video was fantastic. I also think
It's a vibe for sure. The whole thing is a mood.
I think
I'm here
there
for it.
is so many Easter eggs and theory moments and just little pieces that are scattered throughout this.
Oh, there definitely are.
Kate Herron. Kate Herron does an excellent. It's Kate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kate Herron does an excellent job of like attention to detail. Like I'm certain there's a shot where we like pan up on the floors in the elevator. I'm certain that tomorrow I'll see a video from Musso on TikTok that's like these are all the places that were mentioned in the TVA.
Yeah.
And like I am exhausted on the fan theory side of like what's going to happen in the next episode because
Already I am. Yes.
yeah, I'm like I haven't seen any of it yet on TikTok, but I'm certain I will.
I saw one tweet that was like, here's who I think are the cameos for this season and why we will get Doctor Strange in this episode or in episode 6 or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, man, you got through it twice already. You've made it through 2 of these. You could do this. In a minute I saw it on Twitter, I was just like, stop. Let it be cool for 5 seconds.
Let it be and I totally get it, right? Like
I
I want to
understand.
talk about it. I want to like I mean that's why we do the show is to
It's
talk
the same thing,
about
exact
like,
same thing we're doing. We are content creators creating content about the content that they created, right? But
Right.
like
And-
I am so exhausted on Marvel theories and like not even theories, but like and what's gonna happen in the show.
right.
I mean it is theories, but like speculation. Speculation
Yeah.
is what I'm looking for.
And part of me
exhausted
is
on
like
that.
I guess I want to take a different approach to it. I want to be able to like sit there in my own head and make like bad sort of like analysis as to what I think it's sort of like what the theme is and what it's trying to tell me. And then like when I say it out loud, be like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's how I want to enjoy this media.
Yeah, it just never occurs to me to try to theorize that way. Especially
I'm
not
not
right at the
theorizing.
jump.
No, and at this point, I have no idea what I think is going to happen. I'm excited to see the next episode.
Yeah. But that being said, I have not seen a bunch of videos yet. I'm surprised I haven't, honestly. I think maybe some people missed that it came out today, or I'm just in a different TikTok than I used to be. I don't know, but spent a bunch of time today on the talk and haven't seen a single Straw Hat Goofy video
Talking about why
talking about
Morpheus is not Morpheus. Mephisto is in Loki.
why. Yeah. The one thing I did like, I just saw like Scott Nicewater tweeted 5 minutes ago and was just like, wow, I love how in season 1, episode 1 of Loki, he just kills Mephisto in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, yes, that's the discourse we need here.
I love how they really lay on thick, like, the TVA is more powerful than Loki.
Yes.
And we're going to keep explaining it until you get it.
Until
Like,
you get
cannot-
until we have the moment where the dude from the Good Place is like, oh yeah, we got tons of Infinity Stones, whatever.
Right.
They
There-
we use them as
find
paperweights.
we find them a lot, but like it has to. You have to sell the audience so much because I think it's very easy for somebody to go on Twitter and be like, "There's no way Loki would let these people beat him," and I think
Just
it's
ain't
like,
up to him.
It's just like, and they're not at all interested in his tricks, right? No matter what he says, no matter what he feels or thinks, they're just gonna like, "Oh yeah, is that so?" You know they're not going to be swindled by him.
Right. He's just another problem to them.
Right.
They're more powerful than everything. They're more powerful than Loki. They're more powerful than Thanos.
Right.
Like that's
It does. I do think immediately, like right away, if you put a line in there that says the Avengers are supposed to go back in time, then you also are saying that like the TVA was okay with the blip, and that to me is like that can't be right. Like
I mean, but
people died, man.
they're okay with the blip, but they're also okay with the blip getting fixed.
Right.
You know, I mean, again, it's they know the whole ending, right? They can see what's happening. They can also theoretically see the other outcomes
Right.
if it really is a multiverse. Which it seems like they're very much trying to quell the multiverse idea with this. Honestly,
Well, I think they're trying to introduce the concept. Like, I think they were like, okay, in an Endgame, Tilda Swinton was like, this is the timeline, and this is what happens when you break branches off. And they're like, I don't know that was a very good explanation. Let's make an entire TV show really explaining this.
But like, and it's not they're trying to quell the multiverse, but it definitely is not an all possibilities kind of multiverse.
Yeah, no, according to this, there is one timeline.
Yeah, there's one timeline across everything, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
And that they're just like, if you start another timeline, we snip it off. Bye.
It's gone.
It's gone. It can never happen. It never happened.
Yeah.
That Loki still exists somewhere. Although I think that that's going to end up being the problem, though, is that Loki doesn't exist.
Which Loki?
The one that left New York.
I thought that's who we were watching.
We are, but like, I don't think they can reset him. I think they're going to have to put him back.
Oh, yeah, obviously he's going to have to go back.
Because like, I don't think that because he left with the Tesseract and not like a time machine or anything, right? Like he didn't miss the bus. He stopped existing.
Well, they pulled him from existence, right? He flies into whatever, North Africa.
Yeah.
Nairobi or whatever. And then the TVA is like, hey, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
So they yeet him from existence.
Right. And so I feel like they're going to have to put him back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be the same kind of thing, right?
Right.
As when Dave misses the bus and gets and alternate universe Dave gets murdered.
Who's Dave?
Just Dave. He's just Dave. He's a guy.
Oh.
He's nobody. He misses
We're talking
he's
about,
the
like, Harold Crick.
No, he's the guy. I mean, yeah, exactly. Harold Crick. That's who they were talking about in the Miss Minutes video. Is Harold Crick, right? Harold Crick misses the bus, changes time.
Right.
New Harold goes on. New Harold gets killed. Old Harold, who doesn't miss the bus, goes on.
Right. And that splits time.
That splits time. So the TVA cannot allow Harold Crick that doesn't miss the bus, or Harold Crick that misses the bus, to go on living and having a book written about him. He has to die immediately.
Right.
They are much more efficient than the benevolent, or not benevolent, the omnipresent, disembodied voice of Emma Thompson. They are much more efficient at going in and yeeting people out of their fake existence.
I love the people who play the TVA. Like, so far, all the actors who have had the little parts, I think they're all fantastic.
Yeah. And they're just like, yeah, completely, they don't have names. They're like Hunter B-15 or whatever. And they,
I did think, so right at the end in that final scene, there's a shot where like you hear one of the TVA people talking, but you don't see their face. And then the person under the hood lights the oil on fire and he takes his helmet off. Was it supposed to look like Chris Evans with a beard?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really notice that.
That was like my immediate reaction. I was like, oh my God, is that Captain America?
The guy that crawls away?
Yeah.
No, he did not look like Chris Evans.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh man. When I saw him crawling away, I was like, that's Chris Evans, but that kind of looks like it.
I bet the person under the hood is Boba Fett.
I was thinking Ahsoka Tano.
It's got to be one of them, right?
Yeah.
It's actually Grogu or Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
It could be Emperor Palpatine, honestly.
I do like, okay, let me tell you something. When people were like, Rise of Skywalker, why isn't she Rey Palpatine? One, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. You're a prequel fanboy. Don't you know that none of the clones took the name Fett? How stupid are you? Why would she go by Rey Palpatine? Two, the story is about Palpatine and Anakin. So obviously Palpatine comes back. I don't understand how this doesn't make sense to you. Anyway, that's all. I'm not saying you have to like the movie, but surely you get this, right? Like Rey is the new embodiment of Anakin and who Palpatine was trying to create, and she becomes Anakin and fights off the dark, and Palpatine returns to try to convert her again. Like, obviously you get this. You cannot be that dumb to not get this. Anyway.
I mean, I get it.
Right. I'm not saying, again, you don't have to like Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, you do.
You do have to get it.
You do have to deal with it.
Yeah, it is part of it, right?
It is your president.
Right. Getting back to Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very
Fantastic
excited.
episode.
Very excited for more of it. Very excited for like weirdly, gray-haired, nose broken Owen Wilson. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he did a great job.
Does he not
That's his
have gray
character.
hair as a normal man now? Isn't he like a grown up?
I mean, I wouldn't assume so. Maybe he does, but I don't know when the last time I saw Owen Wilson in something was.
Maybe he's been taking some time off. I watch You, Me, and Dupree on accident all the time.
Do you?
I do. It shows
All
up.
the time?
I would say, here's what happens with You, Me, and Dupree, is it will come on the television or the whatever, right? And then I will watch it. And then all of a sudden, it's on repeat wherever I'm watching it. And now I have to continue to learn about your Lance-ness.
It's wild to me that both of the last two Marvel shows have had surprise appearances from actors that play Lightning McQueen.
Who else plays Lightning McQueen?
Daniel Bruhl.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
He's
He's like European Lightning McQueen.
When does Lightning McQueen
When does
break
Lightning
into the
McQueen
MCU?
break into the MCU? Well, because
That's part of the multiverse right there.
yeah, it has to be, right? Because there's like a Cars Pope and a Cars Jesus and a Cars 9/11 and a Cars World War II.
Cars-
A Cars
And a Cars Captain America.
a Cars Captain America, right? Like there has to be. If there's a World War II, there's a Captain America.
Well, there's no real Captain America, right?
I mean,
But there could be like a fictionalized version
out of
of
all
Cars.
the superheroes that exist, Captain America is the most likely.
You think?
Yes.
You think like a successful super soldier serum is the most likely?
We proved in the show that you don't even have to be a super soldier to be Captain America.
That's true. Well, so like we do have Captain America, right? Like there's an actor at the Avengers campus dressed as Captain America.
Yeah, but that means Spider-Man's a robot, and that's an uncomfortable parallel to draw. Like if we're going straight with Avengers Campus at
How
Disneyland,
freaking cool is the Spider-Man robot though?
Well, I mean, it's cool, but also like people are not understanding what's going on. He's not always a robot.
You think when he's on the
He's
doing,
only a
like, the
robot when
box
he's
jumps.
doing the swinging thing.
I thought he was always a robot.
No, he's not always a robot.
So that's an actor when he's on the
Yes.
like doing the box jumps and stuff.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why you don't see the actor before the swinging jump thing.
I just figured it was another robot.
No, I mean, there's no reason for it to be a robot if they're going to use two robots.
Why not? Oh, because the one doing box jumps isn't doing anything dangerous?
Right. If the other one wasn't a robot, then he wouldn't need to, like, climb down the wall. I mean, if the other one was a robot, he wouldn't need to climb down the wall on a wire.
At what point does somebody actually do that launch as Spider-Man? Like a human being, like, put themselves into that position to be like, I want to be Spider-Man today.
I mean, I don't think that you could just get in there and do that.
You don't think?
No.
It's roughly Spider-Man shaped. If you're Spider-Man shaped, what's the issue?
Well, I mean, like, I don't think you can just, like, get in there. Like, they're not just going to let...
No, I know, but I mean, like when does...
Oh, you're talking about somebody that's friends with Spider-Man just decided to be Spider-Man?
Right. Or
Okay.
like even Disney is like, you know what? We're going to let somebody try it today. We do that Tinkerbell thing. We're going to do the Spider-Man thing.
Oh, I'm sure you could do it.
No, you couldn't do that.
You definitely could.
Without like a harness or anything, just yeet somebody into the air and then like trust that a net's going to catch I don't know. That's scary.
I mean, you described Cirque du Soleil, and
I guess.
you have described, like, I mean, it's not, look, this is literally the plot of Batman Forever.
This is the plot of Batman Forever?
Yeah, is that Dick Grayson's family, who are circus people, get murdered at the circus because somebody cuts their nets.
Well, that's so sad.
I mean, yeah. That's why he needs vengeance.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
No,
How did
he's-
we get here?
He's Robin. We're talking about Disneyland because you said Captain America is a person. There's an actor that plays him at Disneyland.
I know, but like Tom Holland didn't show up at Disneyland and be like, introducing to you for the first time, Spider-Man. But like Anthony Mackie did, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I trust that guy.
Anthony Mackie or Tom Holland?
Anthony Mackie. I trust Tom Holland too, but I also trust the guy in the Captain America costume.
Well,
What if he's like the real deal? Like, what if, obviously can't do it in the park because it would hurt somebody, but like we see a home video where this dude throws a shield like legit.
I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Like,
The problem,
I don't
here's
know.
the problem, is we could find out that this guy who plays Captain America at Disneyland has like 3 Medal of Honors, right? And we'd be like, wow, yeah, he really is Captain America. And then he would have all these qualifications and everything good. And then it would be like, oh, no, wait a minute. He's John Walker. Dang it.
yeah, I mean, we would definitely be sus because there's a TV show about it, right?
Right.
Anyway, let's get back to Loki. Loki, the TV show about the trickster god.
The trickster god. I think this is fantastic. I really love the dynamic between Tom Hiddleston, who's like a superstar 21st century actor, and Owen Wilson, who's like an early 21st century actor superstar. But they're both so insanely talented, and they just have great chemistry.
They do.
And I just think look at this show. It's so good.
Tom Hiddleston looked like he was having a lot of fun being this version of Loki, that he never really got to be much.
Yes. And we also, I think, obviously Marvel's coming out here and being like, you don't get to hate the Dark World anymore. It's a Loki movie, and now we're going to really rehash that.
Well, I mean, it's still bad. It still sucks.
We're gonna
Right, like, I love Thor Ragnarok. I love Baby Hulk. But, like, I'm still not going to watch the Edward Norton Hulk and be like, yeah, this is good. This is a good movie. This one slaps.
No, but you are going to, I think by the end of this, you're going to watch Thor the Dark World. It may not be like this one slaps, but you'll be like, oh my gosh, what's an emotional moment when Frigga is totally different. When Frigga dies.
It was an emotional moment then.
No, I don't think it was. That's not an when we talk about emotional moments in the MCU, we're not like, oh, Thor the Dark World. Obviously, we bring that one up. We talk about like I Love You 3000 and that's it. That's the only emotional moment in all of the MCU.
Okay, well,
Nat's death.
People talk about the friggin' what is grief if not grief leaving the body thing. Whatever that quote is from WandaVision.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so I don't know, something stupid.
People talk about John Walker murdering that dude on TikTok.
I don't know if that's an emotional moment the same way you're talking about.
Seemed pretty emotional to me.
Right, yeah, okay. What's your point?
I don't know.
You're just saying like one-liners now. Like say something, make a point.
I think what Marvel is trying to do is again try to rehash a movie that has sort of fallen to the wayside so that when you show the whole MCU to your children, you're like, now let me tell you about Thor the Dark World. You might not love it this first time around, but by the time we're done, this is going to be one of your all-time favorites, okay?
Yeah, I can't see that happening, right? Because it didn't work with Winter Soldier for me. I still haven't gone back and watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier and been like, yes, good movie.
I think...
Like, they completely failed on that one.
Yeah, but you're still the large minority in that regard.
Yeah, but it didn't make me want to watch it, even at the end. I wasn't like,
Right.
oh man, I need some more of this.
Did WandaVision make you like Age of Ultron more?
I guess, but it also hasn't made me rewatch it.
Or are you like, Joss Whedon, man, I can't do this. You're so bad. Such a bad director.
I don't know. It's really interesting how that whole thing's gone down.
With like Joss Whedon's out.
Yeah.
Like
Joss Whedon's
entirely.
out, and people are now like, oh, I love Zack Snyder. What a great guy.
Yeah. What?
Like, he just loves movies, is what I keep hearing. Like, people are like, oh, I watched this Zack Snyder interview, and he loves movies so much. Like,
He's all about that 4:3 aspect ratio.
to preserve Zack Snyder's creative vision. being presented to you in 4:3 because it's the same ratio as IMAX.
Is that why?
I think so.
I do know that, like, I saw an interview where he was like, why do you care that it's in 4:3? It is like, I genuinely don't care. I wouldn't have even noticed if you didn't put that stupid marker at the front of the movie.
You would have noticed. Absolutely would have noticed.
I probably would. But the fact that, like, what bothers me is the marker at the front of the movie being like, to preserve Zack Snyder's vision. Like, shut up. If it doesn't matter, if it's not that important, just put the movie out in 4:3.
No, the fact that it's in 4:3 bothers me. With or without the marker. It's unacceptable. It's not how movies work.
What is the correct movie ratio?
It's any widescreen format. We do movies in widescreen. You are releasing, because especially now with that most TVs are like a 6:9 ratio. There's no need for a 4:3 format ever anymore.
I think the reason he said was that your phone is in 4:3.
It's not. He's wrong. It's absolutely not true. Your phone's a wider format than your, especially if you got one of the new iPhones, it's a wider format than your television.
Like this? Like vertical?
No, vertical's absolutely not 4:3.
What is it vertical? I mean, obviously you're not using the whole screen.
Vertical is the same as it is sideways. It's just vertical.
I understand that, but when you watch a video on IGTV, what are you watching?
Probably a vertical 5:4.
Ah. Anyway, I don't care about the stupid Justice League movie. What I do care about is the Loki TV show, and I very much enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what comes next, but I really don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it because it's just like an intro to the show, right? Like they're not saying a whole lot here. They're setting, it's a lot of premise.
A lot of premise.
A lot of premise.
I want to go on the adventures.
Now I'm
ready for the buddy cop.
This first episode seems like it's going to matter to the rest of the show.
Yeah, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier one. Maybe right, it did.
They just started with it, and we're like, hey, this is how the TV show is going to be. I don't know. I'm excited to see Tom Hiddleston bring this character to life. I think it's really interesting to see him play a character that doesn't exist anymore, but that we know more about. If that makes sense.
We're learning, like, we get to watch him redevelop his character and see if he was sort of quote unquote destined for this character development regardless.
This might be what people like about the Clone Wars.
What do you mean?
It's like, despite knowing where Anakin Skywalker ends up, getting to watch Anakin Skywalker have more of that story.
Yeah, but this isn't the same because it's not like we're getting like an interlude between Dark World and Ragnarok. It's like we're just like, yeah, screw Dark World and Ragnarok and Endgame. They're Infinity War. None of those matter. We get it. This is a new character now.
I don't see how you're seeing it that way, though, because it does still matter.
Do you think we're going to have to see Loki, like when they put him back, in theory?
That's what I think is going to happen in this show, is that he's going to choose to go back.
And live the rest of that life.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't really... I'm trying to think, because I'm sure he does. Does he do anything like super villainous between the end of Avengers and getting choked out by Thanos?
I don't remember.
He takes over Asgard, right? It's not great.
It's not great, no. But I can also, like... So that's the interesting thing about the way they're setting up time travel here, is that, like, it's not a time turner situation, right? Like, he doesn't know. Like, we might have to watch him live that whole thing through again as somebody who knows what's going to happen, but has to make the same choices anyway.
Right.
But, like, clearly it wasn't always the case that he always made those choices knowing.
Right. Right. It's not like... Right, so when we saw Dark World the first time, it wasn't like we were being introduced to a Loki who had already gone through this process.
Correct. I don't think that's where they're going to try to take it.
I don't think so either, because he gets like super depressed in Dark World.
I haven't seen that movie since we covered it for the show, but...
I don't know that I have either, but I've seen clips. There's some good Loki stuff in there.
I'm sure. He's a great character.
Yeah.
Been a great character the whole time. I would have said prior to this episode, I mean, prior to knowing they're making a show about him, I would have said deeply underutilized.
I mean, he's like one of the only recurring villains.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know. I don't find him all that interesting in Avengers 1.
I think
when
so,
he's just bad guy, right? Like his desire is to be, and he gets called out on it in this episode, is like, your desire is just to do bad stuff. Like, you like doing bad stuff. And he's like, no, I don't. Okay, really, I don't. I just like, I don't know, I feel this way. Like,
I feel like if I can be bad, then it masks the weak.
The part that got me was them looking at his past deeds and making him DB Cooper.
You were DB Cooper?
Like, we got that flashback, and I see the stewardess, and she's like, Northwest Orient Airlines, and I was like, oh my God. And I started busting out laughing. Caitlin's like, I don't know what's happening.
I wouldn't have caught that either. Until
she had never heard of DB Cooper. I mean, I listened to like a...
So like this is a... Go ahead.
No, I listened to like a true crime podcast about DB Cooper like 2 weeks ago. It's the only reason I know the name of the airline that he stole the plane from off the top of my head. And so like when they started that, I was like, oh my God, this is what they're doing. It cracked me up.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Thanos gifts Loki the Chitauri, right?
Yes.
And then he sees Thanos choke him out.
Yes.
So I think that's where he's like, never really should have trusted Thanos. Maybe I'm putting my trust in the wrong people.
Yeah, turns out. Maybe my brother's not all that bad.
Maybe Thor's here to help. Maybe he loves me.
Maybe. We will find out, won't we? I'm excited for more episodes of this.
Yeah. Was this the first time we see... Like, I don't remember if this happened in WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All the other Marvel actors, like, on screen. Like, has Chris Evans had a shot in the shows so far?
What do you mean?
In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, were there flashbacks using shots from movies that Chris Evans was in? And, like, he is on the screen. Or RDJ?
Maybe, not to this extent.
Yeah, not like this. I mean, there was, like, dialogue.
Well, yeah, entire scenes.
Yeah. Really setting us up for like, oh, man, this is going to be a trip. This is going to be emotional. There was more to this character they've been writing this whole time. Crap.
And we're going to get a third layer. We're going to get Back to the Future 2 to this whole thing where Marty has to go back in time and stop Marty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like Loki is going to have to go back in time to stop Loki from doing the thing that Loki's going to do, while Tony is being there twice, stopping Tony from doing the thing that Tony's going to do. And also Steve's there putting the soul gem back from where it came from.
Right. Everyone's back in New York.
Yeah, everybody's back in New York. We've got two, maybe three Lokis, at least two Tonys, a couple
Definitely
Steves.
two Hulks.
Definitely two Hulks. Probably, I don't know, 7 Ant-Men.
It's quantum realm stuff. But then you got to think, like, is Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man No Way Home going to be set in New York in 2012? And now we're back to that original Avengers fight. And that's Phase 4, is rehashing Avengers 1.
over and over again.
And over. This time with Tobey Maguire. This time.
So the thing is, here's the thing for me, is everybody's like, oh, well, this is obviously going to tie directly into Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness. Except it's not, because that was already supposed to have come out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it has. Maybe it hasn't. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was rewrites and reshoots and rehashings and who.
I just don't think everything that they're setting up is going to be like one shot. They have a bunch more movies. I don't think everything's going to be a giant Doctor Strange setup.
No, I also think that Doctor Strange 1 was like only okay. And so for anyone to be like, oh, it's all about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we got to hinge it all on that. Like, do we?
I mean, I enjoyed Doctor Strange post Doctor Strange a lot, like in the Infinity movies.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed him there.
I did too, but I think one of the big critiques of the Doctor Strange movie, and I couldn't put my finger on this for a long time because I don't know, but is that like he never becomes a good guy? Like he never really learns how to be a good person. Just like by the end of it, it's like, oh, you drove yourself to the ends of the earth to learn magic and then you were the best at it. And you still kind of suck. Like you're still kind of a jerk.
Yeah, but I mean, he like learns in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, we will see you next week. Same time, same place. These are going to keep coming out on Mondays because that's when they come out.
Yeah. I don't know if Disney's going to go back to Mondays or if they're going to stick with or back to Fridays or they're going to stick with Wednesdays on future shows. And who knows, maybe that'll affect us. But for now,
this one is being put on Monday or on Wednesdays to avoid clashing with Black Widow. Because this got delayed. Black Widow's been delayed, obviously, an insufferable amount of times for no reason. And yeah, so it's doing that to avoid Black Widow because people got upset apparently when they did it with The Mandalorian season 1.
How did it interfere with what?
Well, no, because they like moved one episode of The Mandalorian to a Wednesday to avoid Rise of Skywalker, and people were like, "No, just do the whole show that day then."
Okay.
So they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do the whole show." I read some article about this earlier. So
well,
these are coming out on Wednesdays to avoid Black Widow. I think I don't even know what the next show is, but it'll probably be back to Fridays.
We'll find out when we get there. Otherwise, thanks for listening. What do you think is going to be? What do you think the show is going to be about? Who do you think the man under the hood is? And I don't know. Chat with us. Talk to us in the Facebook group and on the Discord. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Bye.
Bye.